What's going on with you, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra back at it with another video, man.
Now I watched a video yesterday on YouTube by a guy who was obviously thought he was some kind of professional.
Who wanted to see how the wands were made.
But his idea of safety on the lathe, I thought, was unbelievable. He was doing everything he shouldn't do.
While you're looking at it, bud, I'll take a pen right after I get the dowel for my wand attached to the lathe, mark off the ends of it. As you can see, I've already got a handle started. It's pretty straightforward.
Never reach across a spinning chuck for obvious reasons. Once again, if you're reaching across, the chuck is spinning, catches your sleeve, down you go.
I take my carving tool and I go along the edge that I've been carving until I get that handle down to the thickness I want. And then when I get to that point, I can start shaping the handle. Okay? So I'll show the fans how I do that.
Eye protection is a biggie. Yeah, I use these. Very good.
It takes a while, YouTube. You can't just crank them out, you know. You gotta be patient when you're carving these, otherwise they snap. Now earlier I was getting frustrated with these because they were snapping on me. They're basically taking the point of it.
Now, for you personally, there are a couple things that you need to do. All the jewelry should be off. No rings, watches, or bracelets. We don't want anything that can get caught here.
And then just... You can see right there on the camera, I'm sweeping that point across. Making wands on a lathe, not exactly easy, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, that's the desired thickness I want for my handle. If I have to start adding stuff to it. Now that I got to the thickness I want to pick out.
Never leave the lathe running unattended. Yeah. If you turn your back to get another tool, answer the phone, pick your nose, scratch your bum, whatever. If you're not watching it, turn it off.
A different chisel to give it a different shape. So let's go with this one right here. Okay, let me show you real quick. See that, YouTube? Now we have a handle. Look at that. I can add some lines to it too to make it more defined. Go back in with our pointing tool. There we go. I like the way that handle looks. That cut right there is when we take it off later. But now that the handle's formed, I'm going to take some, I'll sand it too real quick. That's a good looking handle too, I like that. Alright. Now I like to use 3 different kinds of sandpaper, YouTube. A really rough coarse. And then not so rough. And then the finer stuff. Alright, so thank you, Jared, for donating. There you go, make sure that line's still in there. Beautiful. Thank you, Jared, for your $4.22 donation. I appreciate it. Okay, the handle is looking good. So now we're going to move. And basically, you're going to want to repeat the same step minus like the. You can add shapes to your blade if you want. But generally speaking, I like to just keep it simple, you know. I can do like an Elder Wand kind of look where it's got the bumps like you see on Dumbledore's wand. It just takes more time to make. But I want to unplug the lathe for a second just so I can vacuum up my mess. 1 second. Now I'm not going to show you how I finish the rest of the wand. That's just the basic idea. You take the wand wood, attach it to the machine here, to the lathe, and then I hold the tool with my hand and I chisel it out very slowly. Very, very slowly, YouTube. Very slowly. And again, you want to take your time with the blade because this is where it can get tricky. Okay, you don't want to rush shaving down this part. If anything, you know, you leave a small section from like here to here for your hand guard and just kind of work on, you know, or like, you know what I'm saying, get it all down and like, it just takes time, YouTube. You can't rush it. And there are plenty of wand makers who use lathes. Professional wand makers will use wand lathes. Now I also have that green vacuum cleaner that I use to vacuum up the sawdust that goes around my general workbench area. But yeah, that's a good looking wand, dude. I'm liking the way that looks. Very nice. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. You take your time when you're carving it. That's what I need to do. And this wand's about halfway done. It's got the handle. I like the way that handle looks and feels. Here's my wand, or one of my wands. You see what I'm saying, YouTube? You start off with that handle, and then you carve the blade. This one happens to have a glass marble on the end of it. That's pretty cool looking. So like you can kind of see right here, I'll show you, hold up. Start to finish. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? This one's a little bit longer, but that's all right. Yeah, pretty straightforward. So yeah, now we're gonna carve the blade. Turn that back on, grab ourselves a swig of soda pop. There we go, we got it secured. Awesome. These take a lot longer to make than just carving them out of a branch. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just taking it, starting off from here with the point, hitting the blade, and I keep doing that until it gets to a thinner length. Slightly thinner than the handle, but not by much. I'm trying to make a new wand for my collection that I can have for my costume this year for Halloween. And I keep breaking them every time I try to make them, so I'm like, yeah, well, hold on a second. I was gonna wait till tomorrow to make more wands, but Jared with that $4.22 donation in Cash App was like, show us how you lathe wands, Cobra. And I'm like, oh, alright. See, it doesn't look like much now, but as it starts getting smaller and smaller on the blade section here, you'll see the wand take shape. Now to give it that tapered look, you can use sandpaper, or what I'll do is I'll take the chisel and do a couple extra strokes on the part that I want to be tampered as it kind of goes down. It gets smaller and smaller towards the tip, you know? Giving it that classic magic wand look. Yeah. These take a lot longer to make than the wands, than the old style wands that I make. And on top of that, YouTube, yeah, they're harder to make too. They take longer to make them this way, and they're harder to make. That's why I charged so much money for them. Like $48 is a fair price. Making magic wands on a lathe is one of the hardest things to do on a lathe. Because of how small you gotta make it. Nice light strokes. You literally have to take this thing, stick it in here, pop the drill bit out right here, hammer that drill bit into the center of the wood right here, and then go over here and then attach it through here, and clamp it into place so that when it spins really fast, you can just carve it out. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm trying to go as quickly as I can making this. So Alex left, I took a nap, and I woke up and I got this donation, so I was like, one more try wouldn't hurt. I'm using a Wen lathe. It's a good lathe too, I like it. Gets the job done. It's just big enough for my workbench too, man. Say Wen. I see a lot of YouTubers who use lathes to make wands. And some of these YouTubers who lathe out wands, they're way better looking than mine. I'm still very new to using a wood lathe or a lathe in general for making wands. But I gotta say, I like using the lathe to make my wands a lot better than the old-fashioned way. Just because it's easier on the local trees, you know? So like a lot of people are sitting there going, oh, are they even still hand carved? Well, technically you have to use your hands to attach the wood to the machine, and then you gotta use a wooden tool with your own hands to chisel it out. So technically they're still hand carved. And then you gotta use your hands again to sand it.